So Facebook is getting sick of dropshippers. What's going on, guys? So Facebook is getting sick of dropshippers. Now, what do I mean exactly when I say this? Because it could be taken a little bit out of concept. Basically, they're not sick of dropshippers specifically. They're just sick of a lot of the things that dropshippers do. Just because it's such a quick moving business, there's a lot of things that you can do where if you don't have your ethics lined up correctly, you don't have your morals in place, that Facebook is really tired of. You know, things like not placing orders, like bad customer service, all this sort of stuff. And they're really cracking down on it. And, you know, for the last year or so, it's never really been a big issue. You know, there's a couple of things that me and my team were doing that was not really that big of a deal, but now it's becoming a big deal. It's becoming something that's going to stop you from getting to where you want to be. So just understand that Facebook is the god of their own platform. And when they come out with these new policies and, you know, they have already policies that they have in place, just because they weren't enforcing them 6 months ago doesn't mean that they can't turn on a snap and start enforcing them right now. So what I'm seeing in Q4 is a lot of people getting their ad accounts banned, you know, not being able to make new ad accounts, all this sort of thing, you know, page posts getting disabled. Every quarter this happens, but Q4 especially has been really, really bad. So I'm going to be going over 3 things that could cause you to not be as successful as if you were doing things regularly. So, stealing content. So I'm talking about pictures, videos, ad copy. This is something that I am my own victim too. So basically, the past year or so when you're product testing, what you would do is you go find somebody who's done it already, find what they did that worked, you know, the video, the image, the ad copy, and you basically copy it step by step. Like, it was literally a copy and paste system where, and it worked really, really well, and it was never that big of a deal. And most of the time, the people that you were stealing it from stole it from somebody else as well. So it's like, it didn't really matter all too much. It was just something that everybody was doing. But coming into the new year, Facebook is adding in, you know, scanners that actually scan the videos, and they're able to tell, like, what parts are from other people's pages. So if this guy has a video on his page and you upload the same one, they're not doing it to everybody right now, but in some cases they'll tell you, like, you know, you're copying this person's video, we're going to tag them in your post so that they get credit. Now, not necessarily a bad thing, like, if you tag them in your post, because it's not like the people who you're advertising to are going to really care all that much where the video is from, but it's just something to keep in mind, that if you want your ads to look professional and you want them to look original from you, then you're going to have to make your own videos. Now, I've already started taking action on this. I'm looking for people to hire. I already have a bunch of them that are starting to do work for me to make custom videos, you know, shipping them out the product. One really good tip that I have, and I'll make another video on this, but if you're drop shipping a product, don't order it and wait for it to come in from China. You can find it on on Amazon with 2-day shipping. You know, most of them you can, because people are doing Amazon FBA with it, so you could take advantage of that, so you don't need to wait like a month or 2 to get it. Stealing videos, images, ad copy really used to work. Like, no lie, we used to do it all the time. It would work really well, and then if something did end up blowing up and doing really well, we would just leave it. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. But now I'm starting to see a couple accounts where Facebook is calling that out and they're actually punishing you for it. Now, when Facebook makes a big change like this, they don't make it to everybody. Like, I mentioned something like this in another video, and somebody commented and said, you know, this isn't happening for me. Like, you know, I'm not seeing this, and a bunch of people agreed. But in reality, when Facebook makes an update like this or a change, they only make it to like 3% of people. So, you know, they can test it out, see how people react. They're kind of like split testing their own user base. So if you don't know, that's what they do. So if you see me talking about something that is going on that you're not a part of, just know that you probably weren't part of the people that they chose, which honestly is probably a good thing for now. But if it does end up working out well for them, they're going to release it to everybody, which is what they always do, and they almost do it overnight. So just keep in mind, you know, stealing content, not the best thing. Another thing that they actually started cracking down on a couple quarters ago, like back in March around, was bad customer support. So if you get a lot of messages saying like, where's my product, you know, where's this, every time that happens, I start noticing the ads to start doing a little bit less good. Now, I don't know if that's because of an algorithm thing. Same thing with bad comments, by the way. Not only like bad messages, but I think Facebook, you know, they have an algorithm that detects when somebody is being unethical with their marketing, somebody is doing false advertising, you know, their orders are not getting placed or shipped out, and the customers are talking about it. They don't really want you advertising on their platform. Just understand, if they haven't like really put the nail down on this one, they will soon, and it's good for you to get your activity together. That's not that, you know, don't delete bad comments. Don't, you know, get back to the people in your messages. Don't delete bad comments, and get back to emails and stuff, because you do not want people reporting your post, you know, making angry faces at it. None of that stuff, because that will hurt the algorithm. So that's another thing, like deleting bad comments. This is something that a lot of dropshippers do because they think it has like some sort of effect on when somebody sees the ad, they're going to read the comments, which, I mean, is true to an extent. You know, trust me, I know that a lot of people are reading the comments before they make a purchase online, perfectly fine. But if all the comments are positive and, you know, there's none that are negative, like, that's almost worse than having a couple bad ones. There's been a lot of times where I see something on Amazon or I see something online that I want to buy, and there's a bunch of negative reviews. Like, people get mad and upset about certain things, but that just shows that they're letting the negative reviews go through, like they have nothing to hide. And when I see just like all positive reviews, it makes me really suspicious. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, negative reviews are genuine. That's why I don't like to delete them, because it shows people that, you know, people are actually out here buying this, and maybe they had a bad experience or something. And it gives you an opportunity to go into the comment section as your page and fix the problem that that person had publicly in front of everybody else viewing that ad. So instead of deleting it, why don't you like flip it around and turn it into a good situation? But leave the negative comments, because that stuff is genuine, and I'm telling you, it's gonna help your ad. It sounds funny, but having all positive reviews is not a good thing either. The last thing is, and this is just a theory, but it's been confirmed amongst other people who do Facebook ads just like me, having bad relations with payment providers doesn't usually, you know, equal a good ad account. So we're basically talking about PayPal, Shopify Payments, Stripe. Now, the relationship between PayPal, Facebook, and Stripe and debit card companies, that's kind of like up in the water. Like, nobody really knows that except for the people who created those relationships. But, you know, there are things that have been said that, you know, states that Facebook is working with PayPal. They're working with Stripe, these payment processors that work with e-commerce stores, so that they can tell when you're a high-risk person. And because Facebook doesn't want high-risk people, you know, paying them either, just like the payment providers. So there's been a lot of stuff in the air about how they work together, or there's like a database of, you know, PayPal accounts that are not safe, which if you've had a lot of chargebacks and stuff, that could affect it. I've also seen like a lot of weird situations where people, you know, they get a lot of chargebacks and refunds, and their payments start getting disabled on Facebook. Or if they try to connect a PayPal account that has no money in it, they'll just get disabled. There's, you know, it's just in the air. It's just theory that there's some sort of communication going on between Facebook, PayPal, and Stripe, and some debit card companies. So those are 3 things that I want you to keep in mind when you're creating ads and managing your e-commerce stores. Just keep them in mind, keep your stuff in line, and you shouldn't have any problems. But most people that have problems, it's mainly because they made one of these 3 mistakes, you know, stealing content, having bad customer support, and, you know, keeping bad relationships with payment providers. That's it for this video, though. I hope you enjoyed. This is Noah, and I'm out. Peace.